So this is one of the issues that's going to be on the California ballot on June 5th. And you know, if I was state representative, this would have never left the House and would have never got on the ballot. Essentially, they want to increase all cigarette packet taxes by a flat dollar. I'm not talking like a percentage here. I'm talking about a flat dollar bill extra to pay for cigarettes, as if cigarettes aren't expensive enough. You know, the health hazards of cigarettes are greatly exaggerated. There's so much propaganda against cigarette smoke. You can't really smoke anywhere. You can't smoke in public. You can't smoke usually in private households because people whine about the death sticks killing them, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, and bullshit. You know, so isn't there enough opposition towards smoking, really? So what this comes down to is, why do you have to beat a dead horse? I mean, really, if you're going to tax anyone involving tobacco, why not tax the tobacco companies? Not the tobacco consumer, the tobacco companies. I mean, if you want to get all ballsy and talk about what people should be inserting into their bodies, then you may as well go after the institution rather than the participants who are too fucking poor to be able to flip this bill. But that would require balls. That would require chutzpah and go against, you know, everything politics is today, you know. So what this comes down to is the Democrats are not really willing to fight the rich. They're not willing to eat the rich. They're not willing to subvert the rich in any way. They would rather get their tax revenue from the poor, even though it's completely inefficient. They would have done much better and probably gotten a lot more support, even from me, if they had taxed the tobacco companies as opposed to tobacco consumers. But, you know, there I go being rational again, figuring that, you know, politicians, people in general, can be reasonable individuals and suggest that, well, you know, we need this tax revenue, and we don't like the fact people smoke, and the fact that smoking does sometimes lead to cancer, and if we can use taxes directly for cancer research, well, then it should be the industry that is causing the cancer that should pay, not the individual who chooses to smoke, because guess what? He doesn't have a whole lot going in his life. Let him fucking smoke. But the institution that puts all these addictive substances in the tobacco and has for many decades perpetuated, you know, tobacco products to children and, you know, tried to garner more base and make more money and exploit people's naivety, you know, that's who should be taxed, not just average Joe Schmo that wants to pick up a cigarette. But, you know, this is just one issue, and, you know, I can't say that the Democrats are bad just because of this one thing, nor can I say the Republicans are good just because most of them are supporting, well, not supporting, opposing this bill, supporting the idea of not being taxed, but then again, don't they always? So, what pisses me off about this isn't the fact that it's a tax. I like taxes. It's the fact that it's a tax on the wrong people. Poor people cannot afford to be taxed. That's just basic fucking math. If they're too poor to afford basic things, then they're going to be too poor to pay taxes. And that's why usually it's poor people that evade their taxes in some regards. You know, the rich people avoid taxes the legal way. They know how. They know how to pull those strings to do it. But most poor people don't. That's why poor people go to jail. The poor always suffer. And you would think someone would be talking about that. You would think someone would be suggesting that the poor should never have to bear the burden of whatever society's new pet issue is. So, that's my issue for today. I'll probably post more later of things that I would oppose or support if I were state representative. So, I guess I'll see you later.